I've said this before and I'll still say it again. Not because of the love I have for Black Americans, but because I am also an African woman that understands the pains of every single Black Americans. I can tell you for a whole fact that not every single immigrant, especially African immigrants in the US, understand the pains that Black Americans have been through and what they are still going through. You understand? And that is why I want to make these points clear or more clearer. There is no decision that Black Americans will take today on Africans that are migrating to America that I will not accept. Because I keep saying it. For how long will you keep quiet and you are going to be beaten every single time? For how long will you not talk? A lot of Black Americans have been able to help a lot of Africans. Not only Africans, a lot of immigrants that are coming to the US. But at the end of the day, Black Americans always get the hits. Black Americans always get the hits. So if as at this point, Black Americans said, we're no longer helping, like we're tired of helping, we literally just want to be on our own. We literally want to study our own culture because we've been insulted several times that we do not have culture or on different instances, right? I'm going to 100% stand with them. And in fact, even if Black Americans decide to say, Nigerians, I'm using Nigerians for example because that's my country, we are literally not going to have anything to do with you guys, I will 100% understand because me, I am a no nonsense person. You cannot just keep making it look as if I don't know my rights, or whenever I help you, you turn back to hate me, and then you expect me to keep doing that for you. I'm not the Messiah. I'm not Jesus Christ that came on the cross of Calvary to die. I am a human. I have feelings. So the same thing with Black Americans, they have feelings. And I hope every single person watching this video understand that, be it you're coming from Africa, be it you're coming from Asia, be it you're coming from any part of the continent. But anyways, my name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creator of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. With that being said, let's dive right into this video and I'll be back with commentaries. Let's watch.
Let me say this, Black America. Black America, Black America, Black America. We way too damn friendly. We way too damn friendly. Now, what I'm about to say, I'm not telling you to go dislike a person or to hate a person, but I'm asking you to wake up. I'm asking you to wake up and realize what's going on. We live in a country of Black America where everybody downplay Black American culture, Black American contribution, Black American achievements, and the Black American knowledge, plus much more from the Black American, right? But yet, we too goddamn friendly. We gotta stop being so goddamn friendly. We have to stop being so goddamn friendly. When we open our business, let's hire Black people and Black people only. No matter how good or bad they is, let's start there. No matter how good or bad they is, there's always bad apples in every culture. Let's start there. You see what I'm saying? So let's hire all our own Black people, because guess what? The Mexicans hiring all of their own Mexicans. The Asians do not hire Black people. The Asians do not hire Black people at all, whatsoever, unless they're African. They do not hire Black Americans at all. Let's start there. So what I'm saying is that the Black American is too friendly. We let everybody in, but they never let us in. You hear me? They never let us in. We have to be 10 times more beneficial for them to let us in versus us letting them in. They don't got to be beneficial at all. Think about it. Think about it. That little Mexican friend you accepted, that Indian friend you accepted, that white friend you accepted, and your family just accepted. We too fucking friendly. Black American people, we are too fucking friendly to people who don't give a fuck about us at all whatsoever. These people don't care. Half of them never care, and the other half never will care. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, you got a small percentage of people, Black, white, Chinese, anything, that are good people, period. Point blank. So when it comes down to these other cultures, we need to stop being so friendly. We need to guard our culture. We need to keep them back our culture. And fuck no, you can't come to the cookout. You can't come to the barbecue. You can't come to none of that. Boy, fuck no, fuck y'all. Yeah, cause that's the point. Is it got to. And I know you looking at him like, oh yeah, he talking this shit. Yeah, I'm talking mad shit. But guess what? My kids half Latino. My woman is Latino. So yeah, the specific ethnicity or culture, I'm not gonna tell y'all. So far as y'all think I hate a specific group of people, I don't. I don't hate a specific group of people, but I ain't about to sit back and let that specific group of people hate me and not say nothing. Boy, fuck y'all, especially y'all Houston Mexicans, especially y'all Houston Africans. Boy, fuck y'all.
Whether you realize you benefited from it or not.
What right is that?
The right to come into this country, to come to school in this country, to become a citizen of this country.
I'm just asking for.
Black people fought for civil rights. You are here because of civil rights.
What is civil rights?
And this is the issue that Black Americans face with immigrants. Not just Black immigrants, but immigrants as a whole. Because what do you mean, what is civil rights? You're the very same person that said Black Americans have no culture.
African Americans in this country are the only groups. They have no culture. It depends on who you meet, where you meet them.
But currently there's not an African American culture?
No.
Yes, there is.
What is it?
So I do want to thank that young woman for speaking up for Black Americans and saying that we do have culture. However, she's of Haitian descent, so she's not the proper representative to fully educate him on Black American culture. Back to him. How can you say that Black Americans have no culture, but you don't know what civil rights is? The very civil rights that led up to your Immigrant and Nationality Act that allowed you access to be a citizen in the United States of America. That's culture. That's something that we built, something that our people and our ancestors fought for.
It's not just about African Americans. They shoehorned absolutely everybody else
African
into it.
Americans who enacted the civil rights were thinking about other people.
No, we weren't, but that's what the government did with it. That's what I'm trying
No,
to
I was
get.
not extended an invitation.
It's not about whether you were extended an invitation or not.
Make it. You are trying to make it more emotional.
If I buy you a ticket to the Yankees game, you didn't buy the ticket or you didn't ask to go to the Yankees game, but you're sitting in the stands.
It's saying you still benefit.
You still benefit from it.
And that's the issue with him and many other immigrants. They do not believe that they benefit from civil rights or anything else that Black Americans accomplished. So much so that when they stated civil rights led up to them being allowed to come into America and become citizens, his argument was that Black Americans don't exist throughout the rest of the world, and these other countries in Asia, Europe, allow immigrants to come into the country. So he's stating if Black Americans don't live in those countries, it can't be simply because Black Americans live in America. That's why they're now able to come to America. But it is. If it weren't for us fighting for the 14th Amendment, the 15th Amendment, and civil rights, you would not get your Immigrant and Nationality Act. You wouldn't be able to become a citizen in the United States of America. White people did not want you guys to come here.
You are an American citizen, right?
Yes.
You are a American citizen.
Naturalized American.
You're a naturalized American citizen.
Mm-hmm.
13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. Like that, you became a naturalized citizen because that amendment was fought for by us.
Oh,
so you benefit.
The Southeast Asians who are here.
Same. Yes. The South Asians, the Germans.
Everybody.
Yes, everybody.
Okay. Well, then I don't have anything to say about that.
Because
I'm not a scholar on why white American government decided to allow immigration to build
because it was of a financial benefit.
There you have it. He finally understands it. But still, he disregards it and says he's not a scholar of white man immigration in America, so it's not his business to know that. However, that is Black American history. That is Black American culture, the same culture that you and all these other immigrants say that we don't have. You guys need to start taking a Black American culture class when you come into America. That has to be like the standard now. It has to be the standard. Because you can't continuously disrespect us when we are the ones that put the effort in that allowed you to be in this country in the first place. White people did not want you here.
Across this app, I keep seeing people ask Black Americans, what have immigrants ever done to you? So here's the truth, because we are not going to keep pretending immigrants are automatically innocent just because supremacy is the bigger villain. Yes, immigration has caused harm to the Black American community. Not every immigrant, not only immigrant, and not always with intent, but measurable harm has happened. Economically, many employers have chosen immigrant labor at lower wages instead of hiring Black workers at fair wages. That choice has reduced opportunities for Black workers in the job sectors where we have historically been concentrated. That is a harm. Politically, as immigrant populations grew, major parties shifted their promises, their attention, and resources toward new voting blocs. The Black agenda has been repeatedly deprioritized as politicians calculate numbers rather than loyalty. That is harm. Culturally, Black American creativity has been used globally as a resource, while Black Americans are erased as origin. At the same time, many immigrants adopt negative stereotypes about Black Americans when they arrive because they learn quickly that distancing from us provides social benefits in this system. That is a harm. Geographically, the pattern is the same across multiple cities. Long-standing Black neighborhoods lost their population share and cultural control as new communities with greater economic leverage moved in. Gentrification and repopulation, and both resulted in Black displacement. That is a harm. Socially, immigrants did not enter a neutral landscape. They entered a country with an existing racial order that rewards those who rise above Black Americans, whether conscious or not. Many participated in that reward structure. That is a harm. And the only reason this conversation is treated like a taboo is because Black Americans are allowed to blame supremacy, but not allowed to acknowledge lateral harm from anyone else. We are allowed to hurt. We are just not allowed to name who contributed to the harm unless the answer is people. That is not hate. That is not xenophobia. That is not jealousy. It is displacement layered on top of sacrifice. Black Americans built what we built under terror and brutality, and everyone else arrived and benefited from that foundation. And when we say protect our share, protect our identity, protect our cultural space, we are told we do not get to decide. That is a harm. No one is asking immigrants to leave this country. Well, some people are, but I'm not. Not all of us are. No one is asking immigrants to undo history or carry guilt for what they didn't personally do. What is being asked, and has always been asked, is simple. Acknowledge the part you play in continuing the harm, whether you meant to or not. This has always been about accountability and acknowledgement. If accountability feels like an attack, ask yourself why you're willing to abandon being the harmed class in your own country just to become part of the system that harms us in this one.
So there's a lot of talk about immigrants just coming over here and doing so much better than Black Americans. First of all, they compare us to everybody. They put us in a pot with everybody. Y'all comparing us against a bunch of different people from different countries and different ethnic backgrounds. We are one group of people from one country. Let's start there. Comparing us to Ethiopians, Kenyans, Nigerians, Jamaicans, Bohemians, Middle Easterns, Egyptians, the Ukrainians, motherfucking blood clot, Japanese, Asians, Chinese, like that's absolutely insane. Let's just start there. Second of all, we've faced systemic racism in this country. I think this goes over a lot of you all's head. We've literally been economically disenfranchised. Y'all really don't understand because you have not gone through it. You, with your immigrant self, you were able to come into a system where you have rights, you have certain freedoms and liberties that you are afforded and awarded because of the plight and the fight of Black Americans. You didn't have to fight for anything. And because of your immigrant status, you already come in with a clean slate. A lot of you will identify as a pale face on your documentations. You have a clean bill of credit. Your social security or whatever type of EIN, whatever type of number you're using, it's not the same. We literally are just playing by a different set of rules. And I'm gonna let this Claire woman explain it to you. It's a little lengthy, so grab your popcorn, stick around. But I'm about to stitch this, and we're gonna listen to the whole thing because she breaks it down very well. And y'all tend to listen to them more than y'all listen to us. So listen to this. Hold up, I'll be right back.
At systemic racism, you're looking at trends that have affected the wealth gap between the races historically in the United States. This is not about a person being a racist or your grandma being a racist. It has to do with what the economy looked like for white persons and black persons historically in this country. Back during the time of the Civil War, the white folks had 56 times more wealth on average than a black person. So it was 56 to 1. Just 10 years later, in 1870, after Reconstruction, that gap went from 56 to 1 to 23 to 1. Pretty dramatic improvement in 10 years. The reason for that market improvement is that while black people were now allowed to purchase land and assets, so black wealth was going up, simultaneously white wealth was coming down because what was a huge part of their wealth? Slaves. Human beings that they were no longer allowed to own. By 1900, the gap had closed all the way to 11 to 1. The average white person had 11 times more wealth than the average black person. And then it stalled out. And the reason it stalled out is because black people were still being discriminated against. They didn't have the same access to credit, if any access to credit. Legislative attempts at narrowing the gap were shot down, trying to finish narrowing the gap were shot down, like the 40 acres and a mule thing that never got passed. They faced widespread discrimination in education. The schools were still segregated and they weren't getting the best funding and they weren't getting the best teachers. They were discriminated against in the workforce. Now from 1900, when it was 11 to 1, to 1960, over 60 years, the gap squeezed a little bit smaller to 8 to 1. So for every black family that had $10,000 in total assets, the average white family had 80,000 in total assets. Okay, and how did we go from 11 to 1 to 8 to 1? Well, a couple things happened. FDR made it illegal to discriminate against black workers, but only for purposes of the military and government positions. But still, every little bit helps. And then also, you had World War I and World War II. So many white men left the American workforce that black men were finally able to start moving up into higher paid positions. That doesn't mean they were paid the same as the white person who had previously done that job, but they were being paid more than they were previously, and they were getting access to higher skilled work. So then by the 1980s, the gap had closed to 5 to 1. And what was helping close the gap? Civil rights that had taken place between 1965 and 1980. Fair Housing Act, federal minimum wage that did not discriminate. So those things were helping close that gap just a little bit. So that takes us up to 1980. But what has happened in the last 45 years? We were at 5 to 1 gap. How much have we closed since then? None. In the last 45 years, we've gone backwards. So we are now at a 6 to 1 gap. The average white family has 6 times more wealth than the average black family. And why is that happening? Well, because wealth compounds. It's not just about who has the ability to earn X salary. It's that the white families were starting with more wealth, more property, more stocks, bonds, etc. And they're able to compound that wealth. Whereas if the black and brown populations are starting without those assets, they don't have the ability to compound. They end up having to spend what they earn. They have to consume the majority of the income that they're earning just to sustain a living.
And through all of that, you all still are not doing better than us. You're not. We have millionaires, billionaires, people that are making high 6 figures, people that are making low 6 figures, people that are college educated. We've gone through the gauntlet. And a lot of what we've gone through, you all were actually able to hijack our civil rights movement and turn it into an immigration movement. So you should be thanking us instead of trying to compete and compare, because we've been in this country since the inception and we've continuously fought. We've continuously built. We've continuously, honed in on our skill sets. What the hell have y'all been doing in y'all's country that you all govern? Y'all ain't been living side by side, neck with oppressors that's literally been trying to unalive you for centuries. Yet you have to come here to piggyback off of our accomplishments of black Americans, the ones that y'all love to look down on and talk down on. You have to migrate here and then slap us in the face and say, we built the country. Y'all ain't ish. Why y'all not doing this? Why y'all ain't doing that? As if systemic racism wasn't a thing. As if some of those policies And some of those ideologies are not still in full effect in 2025. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
America has become top 3 destinations for Africans.
Thank you for the truth.
Who can afford an education or who can come leave the continent and come here for an opportunity. America is top 3.
Hello.
And then we land here, we click black in an application form, black or African American, and guess what? We're all of a sudden in one bucket. So whatever they went through, whatever they paved, hardships in anything that we're trying to achieve, we're going to have those opportunities and those chances because of them.
He gets it.
When you actually understand that, like that even empowers you more.
Shouts out to this African guy for actually telling the truth, because so many Africans, and people from outside of America in the diaspora come here and they disrespect us, they denigrate us, they undermine us, while literally not even recognizing or giving grace or thanks for the fact that they're able to come here and have the opportunities and the liberties that they do because Black Americans paved the way. And I feel like they know this. Y'all are watching me. You all know this. Yet for some reason, deep down inside, it kills you to admit it. I don't know why. You come here, we embrace you. Well, we used to. I mean, now you all have done so much damage that it's not even the easiest to embrace you the same way that we used to, but we embraced you. We shopped at your businesses. We promoted your brands and your companies. You set up shop in our neighborhoods, and we welcomed you. We supported you. It is also because of us that you were able to be successful in the political world, because we thought that you were one of us. So we elevated you. We voted for you. Now that we see what's going on, you all, instead of, saying, dang, I mean, and there's pockets of you that will be like, it is not right when people come here and they just talk down and denigrate you when you did pave the way. You decide to kind of dig your heels in and stand on a hill that is not right. Somebody's arguing with me in my comments now saying all of the stars that you all love don't have an American background. And they named Nicki Minaj, Biggie Smalls, and Rihanna. Y'all hear me say spread love is the Brooklyn way. Y'all think that came from Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls did not come up with this saying. He put it in a song because he heard Black Americans in Brooklyn, New York saying it. The same as we would say Bed-Stuy, do or die. Brownsville, never ran, never will. Biggie did not come up with spread love is the Brooklyn way. What he did was he got into, his neighborhood with his mother in Brooklyn. I think his mom was Jamaican. And he adopted the customs, the beliefs, the vernacular, the swag, the energy, and the art form of Black Americans. Same with Nicki Minaj. You'll hear her every now and then speaking it with her, Caribbean accent. But the art form, her, Rihanna, their art form initially was not that of where they came from. It was of Black American descent. No matter which way you want to turn the key, we literally have paved the way for a lot of people to make money, to become millionaires, to be able to send the barrels back home to their countries. And yet you will get up on this internet and talk trash about us. And it's not okay. It's not. And we finally entered the chat and started to say something back, and y'all absolutely can't stand it. And when people say they want to delineate, y'all are devastated. Shouts out to Kanata Way. He said that one time in a video, and it just tickled me. Y'all are devastated because we're saying, hold up, we're not all merged together. You heard what that African guy said? He said we click Black or African American and then we all become one. It's because they know in order to get ahead in this country, they have to cosplay us. They have to embody who we are. And that's how they get ahead. I love it when people tell the truth about it, but for the ones that don't, stop lying to yourselves. And have some respect. I would never come to your house. I would never come to where you live. I would never come to a house that you built and tell you ain't shit and take everything that you built and say you didn't build this and try to lie and rewrite history and destiny swap. It's a sickness and it's given demon time at this point. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
Anyways, welcome back, guys, to the channel, and I hope you guys have seen all of that clips that I've actually rolled out for you guys. The truth of the whole matter is, it is only few percent of people that understand, few percent of immigrants that understand the pains of Black Americans, that understand where Black Americans are coming from, that understand the fact that Black Americans do not need to come out or stand out for every single person. It is only few people that understand that these people have literally seen hell in the hands of people, and it is time for them to help themselves and tell themselves that, hey, I'm not going to do this no more. And I said it from the beginning part of this video. I'm a no-nonsense person. You cannot just keep expecting me to be helping you, expecting me to be doing good for you, expecting me to be the one always coming through for you. When it is time for you to come through for me, you're not coming through for me. Then what is your use? Why am I helping you? When it's time for you to stand and protest for me, you will not. When it's time for me to say, let's join hands together and put this right person, you said you are not going to do it. I'm going to abandon you. I'm going to leave you. I'm not going, like, I'm not even going to know that you exist. Yeah. Now, let me give you guys a quick story, right? Because every single thing I want to be talking about in these particular clips today is just, when I was watching the clips, I'm just seeing the experience I have to go through. So, before I started this channel, I already had a channel, I have a tutorial channel for those of you that don't know. I have a tutorial channel that was doing so well with over 90,000 subscribers. And I was literally just teaching people how to navigate YouTube. And I got students from all over part of the world. Funny enough, the ones that paid me, the students that paid me, that I really put them through everything, are the ones that are grateful than the ones that never paid me. Because there are some that they will tell me, oh, I'm from Nigeria and I'm staying in Canada, I'm staying in UK, I'm staying in the US. I don't have anything. I just needed something to just go up with. I just needed, so please just help me. And I will use the depth of my heart, help them. At the end of the day, once I film a video, these people will come back and start countering what I'm feeling. These are the people that I help grew their channel, monetize their channel, coming back to throw stone at me. One went to the point of taking my videos and stitching my videos and saying what Sosa said is not correct. I was like, this thing is literally correct. So where did you get it? I have to comfort her one-on-one. And I told myself, Susan, you've given enough. And the people that paid, I've coached over 1,000 students. The ones that paid are not the ones that are giving me headache. It's the ones that will tell me I am Nigerian, I don't have money for the coaching, please help me. And I will say it like, okay, let me help. Okay, let me help. Okay, do it like this. Okay, start making money. I will use my time to monetize all of their channel. So these are the same thing that Black Americans are going through. You don't expect them to keep welcoming all the whole immigrants that never value them. I hate the fact that these immigrants value white folks more than their own skin color. Like, it's not making sense to me. It's not adding up. That you will love another race more than the race that you are coming from. That you will love. I'm not saying that loving other race is a bad thing. Do not get me wrong, please. It's not a bad thing. But for the fact that you can go ahead and talk down your own community, the people that you look like, just because you want to embrace whiteness, you want to have that proximity to whiteness, is what I disgust so much. And Black Americans are people that have come through pains, they've come through segregation, they've come through Jim Crow, they've come through slavery, like, name it. So if there's anybody you should be giving peace of mind to, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know, that is my own opinion. I don't know, but it should be Black Americans. I have a Black American mom that adopted me all the way from Nigeria, that at the end of the day, till date, I will never be ungrateful to her. Even if today she decided that, Susan, I've adopted you for a long time and I think I can't do it anymore, I will never be ungrateful to her, because I don't see what people do for me today. I see even what they have done for me before. So even when they don't have to do for me today, I know that it is now my position to also help them. Because most of these immigrants come up with the mentality of, yes, they are Americans. After all, they are living in the UK. After all, they are citizens of Canada. I don't need to help them. They are supposed to be helping me. They are supposed to be doing this for me and be doing that for me. I don't need to be sharing the little I have, forgetting that even the little you will give will contribute. So the earlier immigrants realize to give honor to whom honor is due, I think the better for every single one of us. Maybe I'm rambling too much. Maybe I'm talking too much and you've watched to the point of this video. I don't know. But let me know honestly what you think. That is the only time I will know that you listen to everything I actually said. Credit belongs to original creator of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, ado like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.